Raymond's best summer. Raymond and his friends on the red team are taking swimming lessons from a teacher named Lori. Raymond likes swimming, but there is one problem. He can only swim underwater, not on top of the water like everybody else. Now it's the last day of class and Raymond is worried. What if he doesn't pass the swimming test? Friday morning, Eloise and her mother came over early. "Boy," Eloise said as they got into the car, "I can't wait to get my certificate. Can you?" She looked at Raymond, but he didn't say anything. For the rest of the ride, he was so busy worrying, he didn't answer any of Eloise's questions or pay any attention to her talk about the next set of swimming lessons they would be able to take the last 2 weeks of August. She prattled away about the vacation her family was taking in July, but Raymond wasn't listening. What if he was one of the ones who would have to take the beginning lessons all over again? The rest of the red team would go right on without him and become intermediate swimmers and then swimmers. Why, they would become lifeguards and maybe even racers, and there he'd be, still down there on the bottom of the pool, thrashing around from side to side, getting nowhere. Glumly, he got into his swim trunks and sat beside Benjamin with the others, waiting for red team's turn to go through its paces. By the time it was red team's turn, Raymond was completely downcast. The other team members were enthusiastically showing all the steps they had gone through in the process of learning to swim to earn their certificates. Although Raymond joined in everything, his heart wasn't in it. When the time came to jump in and swim across the pool and back, the final test, Raymond was not surprised when Lori held him back and whispered to him to go sit down a second. He slumped down on the bench, wishing he could suddenly become invisible. This was even worse than he had imagined. He couldn't bear to watch the others jump in and splash their way across the pool. He looked studiously at his feet, carefully watching trickles of water merge into little pools around his toes. He wished he had never signed up for lessons in the first place. You could probably go all through life without swimming anyway. Lori told the red team members to sit down and put their towels around their shoulders. "Red team has something to show you this morning," she said after she had blown her whistle for everyone to be quiet. "We have a very special swimmer on our team. Raymond, will you come up now?" Raymond couldn't believe his ears, but he got up and stood beside Lori. Raymond has learned to swim in his own way. He may be a porpoise in disguise. He swims underwater so well. She turned to Raymond as everyone, especially the rest of the red team, laughed delightedly. "You won't mind giving us a demonstration of your underwater ability, will you, Raymond?" Raymond was speechless, but he looked up at Lori and nodded. "Okay, folks, here's red team's own porpoise. Go for it, Raymond." With the sound of clapping loud in his ears, Raymond jumped into the water and took off. When he felt the other wall of the pool, he was so full of joy and excitement, he just turned and swam right back to the other side. He felt he could hold his breath forever if needed. He pushed up to find Lori's anxious face looking down at him. "Why, Raymond," she cried, helping him out of the pool. "How about that?" she said, turning to the audience. "This is the first time Raymond has ever done both laps. Even I didn't know he could do that." "Am I going to get my certificate after all?" Raymond asked her as applause rang out. "Why, Raymond, of course you'll get your certificate. Did you think you wouldn't?" She gave him a quick hug as she put his towel around his shoulders. "Everyone on my team always passes." She grinned at him as he sat down. "Red team is 100% all the way. When the next class comes around, you'll find swimming will come naturally to you. Just relax and enjoy the water, Raymond. You've got the makings of a great swimmer."